But this is really, I think, an example of how you can use your lathe not for just drilling holes on center, but for locating holes and drilling around a radius. So we're going to make a drill bushing, and I'm going to drill the first hole for the drill bushing with this bit, and then I'm going to come through with this one. This is a 27/64, which is about 421. Then I'm going to come through with this reamer, which it's an adjustable reamer, and I've already set it to about 441, 442, which is 11 millimeters. And we might get a slight scratch through it, through the drill guide when I run the tap through, maybe, maybe not. But this will allow me at this off angle to control the tap and run it through the hole straight. So we're going to make that drill bushing first. So I've already got this center drilled. Yes, it's going to be awful thin, but it'll work. It's going to be tricky to drive the tap, actually. That's going to be the problem. My nice Moore and Wright tap handle. Oh, that does not fit in there. Miscalculation. 432. 425. Wow. It's not going to go. Now I have a reaming problem. How am I going to do that? And drill it with a 7/16, which gets us within about 5 thousandths, but it gets us a few thousandths over and will let us put the ream in. Now this should go in. Haha. Still cutting. Felt like maybe I didn't get it cut all the way through. There we go. That one made powder. Now if I've planned well, this should just slip in here. Look at that. Now I have a drill bushing. Or should I say a tap bushing. I can use to help guide this straight. Now we're going to make the one for the tap drill bit. Basically the same thing, smaller hole. In this case 3/8. 3/8 is almost perfect for 75% thread or 11 millimeter. I think it's a couple of hundredths of a millimeter oversize, which ain't much. Need this to be at least 1.5 inches long. we go. It should be about a 1/4 inch over now. So this one will be burnt on the lathe. Didn't drill it deep enough. So now we have our drill bushing complete. So here's the magic you've been waiting for. There's my drill bushing in my tool holder. Here's how I'm going to drill it. And then we'll switch to the tap bushing. But how am I going to drive it? It's going to be really close to that surface. Well, I'll show you how. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm taking a blank tool holder and I'm going to get it square to this angled surface here, which I believe is about 15 degrees. Now, some of you who watch a lot of YouTube videos will notice that this is a similar project to Mr. Pete. He's working on that variable speed drill press, and he had only 2 handles and he wanted 3. So we're doing some of the same procedures here, but we're doing these to repair one. So let's see here. How can I get that square? I think that's square. Let me get a light. So we can see I used the light to make sure that was parallel. And it's a little bit deceptive because there's a radius that starts about in the middle of my finger here. So this last 1/4 inch is a radius. So the flat is up in here. So we got that all set and ready to go. Now we can put our block in with our drill bushing. So here's how I'm going to set the height. Now it's okay if this is off slightly, because it'll be matched all the way around the radius. I'll have to get on the other side to see that. A little high. Let's see there, lock that. A little high, yeah. There we go. That looks good. Now I have to set it rotationally. Because you might ask, how am I going to do that? Well, we're going to get it close here. I've slid in my pin into one of my index holes. There's 60 holes there. Now I've got the next undersized bit, which will fit into this hole. We'll loosen this, and we're going to put it in the hole. And the bit is laying on the bottom here, so I want to that's only a 64th difference, so that's only like 15 thousandths. Oops, yeah. Make sure I have that seated. Yes, I do. Seated against the chuck. Now I'm going to pull my pin and see if it looks like I've got okay, let's put the correct drill bit in there now, which it won't fit in the hole. You know, I think I should have been using the right one here. we'll let it center up like that. Yeah, I got more confidence in that now. So, now how are we in and out? Ooh, okay. So my bushing is moving. Let's tighten that up. Let's move it. See, I can see how much drill bits drill holes a little larger than the drill bit. So there we go. I think I'm centered up pretty good. Okay, so there's a number of eyeball-y things there, but I feel like I'm ready to drill that now. So hopefully we'll see those drilled holes, and they'll be nice and centered, and there'll be a cut taken all the way around. If not, well, then it might be a fail. Okay, here we go. Now, I don't have to count these holes because I know it's 30, but there'll only be one hole that's even close here. And it's not that one. Must be the next one up. There we go. And let's do the next one. Wow, that one just goes right through. Right through the middle. Okay, didn't even feel a cut on that one. Yep, using the right bit, 3/8. Get our tap bushing loaded up. And I'm going to use a quarter drive socket to drive the tap. Okay, I couldn't turn my tap. So remember, this is really thin, so I'm going to have to relieve the pressure on it a little bit. I've got it distorted with the screws, I think. Now, let's see if I can, oh yeah, now it'll move. But I got to be careful not to wiggle it out of position. I need a 12-point socket. Let me see if I can find one. Look at this. I found a 4-point. I'll use a extension, quarter-inch extension backwards. Oh yeah, man. Can't wait to show you my Irwin tap and die set. That's what this 11mm tap's out of. Hey, you know what? I can take a die handle and use it on there. Use my small more and right. There we go. Now normally, you only cut 75% threads in plastic, aluminum, and brass. I'm going ahead and doing that here in this part. I'd originally planned to do it because I thought this was aluminum or Zamac. But I'm doing it in this part because it's cast iron, and that's also very easy to thread. There we go, we got a complete thread. That's awesome. Man, I bet you that hole looks so much better than that nasty augered out piece of junk that we had before. I spent a little bit of time thinking about how I was going to do this project. It's nice to be getting it done. Yeah, and technically I don't even need to really have this pin in, because this stuff will center well. So here's one of the augered up holes that I took a little kiss out of with the drill bit in preparation for 11 millimeter. And then there's the beautiful one I just did. Not perfect, we can see some flats on some of them threads, but boy, it is so much better. Let's thread some more. Hope these handles look nice and symmetric when we get them done. Craftsman to the rescue. I'm going to miss Craftsman tools. I'm going to miss Sears. Everybody's talking about them going away. I know they sold the Craftsman line to Stanley. But what a great brand of everyday workshop tools. Oh yeah, good looking threads. Good looking threads. Okay. You don't need lubricant for cast iron. It threads so nice. Drilling and threading cast iron, machining cast iron is a joy. Makes really fine shavings that can get under your wave wipers and stuff. But it is a joy to work with. About due to vacuum clean up this lathe. Get our fancy jig out of there. Big improvement. So I used 1/2 inch hex stock to make this because that's what fits in my tool holders really good. I may have bigger tool holders, I don't know, but this was big enough for this job. Might be kind of fun to have a whole set of these, but it's a lot of parts to make. I think I'll put these in my special tools in my Kennedy toolbox, and hopefully I'll remember how to do this next time I have a similar project to undertake. But this is really, I think, an example of how you can use your lathe, not for just drilling holes on center, but for locating holes and drilling around a radius. And you can see I just used a simple Black & Decker power drill to do that. Got to get my arms made now. Look at that ugly thread. I used ATF to lubricate that. Look at that better looking thread I used